up, guys? So continuing the Oscar season coverage, today on the channel I want to discuss the 4 acting categories for this year's Academy Awards race. As of making this video, we still don't know who the nominees are going to be. We all have our theories and predictions, and I'll pop a link up here to my most recent Oscar predictions vid if you want to check that out. But the reason for me making this video is because this is one of the most exciting years for the 4 acting categories we've ever had at the Oscars. It's a very open and kind of unpredictable race this season. There's one category which I feel fairly confident I know who the winner will be, but the 3 other acting categories, I'm clueless at the moment. I think I'm right in saying that after last year's Oscar ceremony, when Parasite made history as the first non-English speaking film to win, and it was a really happy historical moment, it was just after that when the world went to shit. The COVID pandemic struck us all down, ruined all of our plans. Yeah, we didn't even know if we were going to get Oscars this year, so I'm grateful that we do have one. But despite all the chaos that's occurred because of the COVID pandemic, we've still had a lot of great movies and a lot of great performances to choose from for the Oscars. In fact, too many to choose from. So I'm going to talk about all 4 of the acting categories. Remember, this isn't strictly a predictions video, it's more of a discussion. I will be doing a live reactions video to this year's Oscar nominations on March 15th on Instagram, so if you guys want to see my knee-jerk reactions to the nominees and the snubs, be sure to follow me on Instagram. I'll pop my handle on the screen right now, but I'll also put the links to all my social media, my Instagram, my Twitter, and my letterbox in the video description down below, so you can access them right away. I will be doing a discussion video of the Oscar nominees on YouTube later that same day, so if you don't want to miss that video, click subscribe, and please do help my channel out now by hitting that thumbs up button. Okay, so let's get started with Best Supporting Actor. Now, out of all the 4 acting category races, Best Supporting Actor is the one which I feel right now is the most widest, the most open. Like, I don't know who's gonna win this. I'm not even sure who's gonna be nominated. I don't think there are any frontrunners or locks for this category, but that could change in a few weeks' time. The closest person I would say to a lock for Best Supporting Actor would be Leslie Odom Jr. for One Night in Miami, because he's been winning a few of the Critics' Choice Awards for Best Supporting Actor. But Critics' Choice Awards don't always translate into Oscar nominations, but I'm feeling 80% confident he will get a nomination, but there are 2 factors that are kind of working against him. Firstly, it's highly likely that Leslie Odom Jr. is going to be nominated for the song Speak Now, which he made for One Night in Miami. And what could happen is, if the Academy are feeling diplomatic, they might just nominate him for the song category and give his acting slot to somebody else. And secondly, One Night in Miami is an ensemble film with 4 very strong performances from its 4 cast members. And both Aldous Hodge and Leslie Odom Jr. have submitted themselves for Best Supporting Actor. But what could happen here is, if they've split the focus of the Academy members' votes, then neither of them could get enough votes to make the ballot. Or I could be completely wrong and it goes the other way and they both get a nomination for Best Supporting Actor. But One Night in Miami isn't the only ensemble film which has the potential to split votes for Best Supporting Actor. Aaron Sorkin's Trial of the Chicago 7 boasts a large and strong selection of performances, with submissions for Best Supporting Actor for Sacha Baron Cohen, Frank Langella, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, Jeremy Strong, Eddie Redmayne, Michael Keaton, and Mark Rylance. That is a lot of people from one movie vying for a slot. But out of all the names that I just mentioned, the one that I think has the best chance of being nominated would be Sacha Baron Cohen, because his part was a lot more memorable than a lot of the others. And also, for Sacha Baron Cohen, this was a remarkably restrained and serious turn from the usually comedic actor, and the Academy does love it when a comedic actor turns in a serious dramatic role. But also, Sacha Baron Cohen has had a very good year, what with Borat's subsequent movie film doing a lot better than people had anticipated. So the Academy might reward him for all the hard work that he's put in this year with his first acting nomination. But could Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, Mark Rylance, or Frank Langella take up one of the spots? It's definitely possible, because Trial of the Chicago 7 is certainly a heavy hitter this year's awards season. It's beloved by critics, audiences loved it, and it's definitely in contention for Best Picture, so I would not rule out the possibility of seeing 2 actors from this movie in this category. Then we've got a late entry from Daniel Kaluuya for his performance in Judas and the Black Messiah, which is still yet to have its wide release, but for the small group of critics that have seen it, there is a lot of early buzz saying that he could be the one to become the front runner. He does have a history with the Academy. He's been nominated once before for Get Out, so they know who he is, they know what he's capable of, and it's very likely, in my opinion, that he will make it into this category. And he could even steal this race. Then we've got Paul Raci, who's been getting a lot of attention for his performance in Sound of Metal. He's also been sweeping a lot of the Critics' Choice Awards for Best Supporting Actor. Florida, Boston, Chicago, Sunset, Oklahoma, Hollywood Critics Association. Will all those wins translate into a first Oscar nomination? I hope so. And a few weeks ago I didn't think this was going to be possible, but it's getting more and more plausible as the weeks go by, and that is we could be looking at a double nomination for Chadwick Boseman. One for Best Actor for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, and one for Best Supporting Actor for Da 5 Bloods. It's not a guarantee, but if the Academy is feeling sentimental over his passing, they might honour him with 2 Oscar nominations. And it is possible, Scarlett Johansson did it just last year. And then there's your outsiders, but not impossibles, like Charles Dance in Mank, Bill Murray on The Rocks, Clint Turman for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Colman Domingo for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, David Strathairn for Nomadland, Alan S. Kim for Minari, Stanley Tucci for Supernova, and Bo Burnham for Promising Young Woman. But who is going to win? I have a feeling that Daniel Kaluuya might have a late entry surge of popularity, but I could see this going to Leslie Odom Jr. or even Paul Raci if they decide to give Leslie Odom Jr. Best Song and be diplomatic. But as of right now, I'm still leaning towards Kaluuya. But what do you guys think? Alright, so next up we have Best Supporting Actress. Now, when it comes to this category, I feel I've got a good idea as to who the 5 nominated ladies will be. But there's certainly room for an upset, and I have zero clue as to who is going to win it. I have a feeling it's going to be a mix of seasoned professionals with Ellen Burstyn for Pieces of a Woman, Join-Youn for Minari, and Olivia Colman for The Father, as well as a couple of ingenues with Maria Bakalova for Borat's subsequent movie film and Amanda Seyfried for Mank. As of right now, I feel pretty confident it's going to be those 5 ladies. However, there is certainly room for someone like Dominique Fishback in Judas and the Black Messiah, or Glenn Close in Hillbilly Elegy, Saoirse Ronan in Ammonite, or even Jodie Foster in The Mauritanian to sneak in here and bump one of those ladies off. Who's gonna win? I have no idea. When the race started, I thought it was gonna be Amanda Seyfried, but the Mank hype seems to have cooled down since its release. By all accounts, Maria Bakalova should be considered as the frontrunner for this category because she has won so many Critics Awards for Best Supporting Actress for her role in Borat's subsequent movie film. However, I just can't shake the feeling that the Academy will snub her just because her performance is a strictly comedic performance. The Academy's always been genre biased with performances in comedy movies or horror movies. We haven't had a single strictly comedic performance be nominated for an Oscar since Melissa McCarthy for Bridesmaids back in 2012. But that's all the more reason to give her the nomination because it's being more inclusive to all different types of genres. I do think if Maria Bakalova does get the nomination, she will have a pretty good chance of actually winning this category. But right now, just getting the nomination seems to be the biggest hurdle. Come on, Academy, don't let me down. I just watched The Father a couple nights ago, and once again, Olivia Colman floored me with her performance. Could she do like a Mahershala Ali or Christoph Waltz and win back-to-back Oscars? Or is it too soon after her win for Best Actress for The Favourite to scoop this one? To be honest, I can see the Academy giving it to Olivia Colman for the sole purpose of having another amazingly awkward and deliciously English acceptance speech from Olivia Colman. No one does an acceptance speech like Olivia Colman. Or will the Academy go in a different direction and decide to honour one of their elders by giving it to Join-Youn or Ellen Burstyn? If they gave it to Ellen Burstyn, then it would kind of make up for the Oscar that she missed out on for Requiem for a Dream. Sorry, it sounded like I had a catch in my throat, but really it was just gas. And I haven't seen Minari yet, but I have heard that Join-Youn absolutely steals that film. I still don't know who it's going to go to. I'm being pulled in 5 different directions, and I can make a case for any of them, but it's just too early yet. What do you guys think? Who is gonna win this? Next up, we have Best Actor, the only one of the 4 acting categories which I feel confident there is a clear winner of this early, but the game of guessing the 5 nominees for this category is still a challenge. This is the one acting category where it's actually more exciting to see who gets the nomination than who actually wins it. My predicted winner is still 100% Chadwick Boseman for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. He's already started winning some of the Critics Awards in Denver, Chicago, San Francisco, and Los Angeles. His performance is more than deserving. In fact, it's the performance of his career, and it's also the last performance of his career. And because of his tragic, untimely death, he is going to have a lot of sympathy with the Academy voters, and because the Academy is mostly made up of actors, he is going to have a lot of support from the acting branches, and also this is their last and only chance they will ever get to honour him. And I don't think the Academy is going to want to face the backlash if they don't give the award to Chadwick Boseman. But that's not to say that he didn't have competition this year. If the circumstances hadn't been so tragic, then I think Anthony Hopkins could have been looking at a second Best Actor win for his performance in The Father. But I feel confident he's going to get the nomination at least. And also, Delroy Lindo has a very good chance as well for his performance in Da 5 Bloods. He's already been winning a bunch of the Critics Awards. And with the final 2 slots, there's a lot of people vying to get those 2 slots. You've got Riz Ahmed for Sound of Metal, Yeun for Minari, Gary Oldman for Mank, and late entry John David Washington for Malcolm and Marie. And your outsiders, but not impossibles, are Tom Hanks for News of the World, Kingsley Ben-Adir for One Night in Miami, Lakeith Stanfield for Judas and the Black Messiah, Ben Affleck for The Way Back, and Colin Firth for Supernova. Can someone beat Chadwick Boseman though? It's not impossible, but I would say it's very unlikely. Boseman just has too much working in his favour. If anyone was to beat him, I would say Anthony Hopkins probably has the best shot, or potentially, this is an outcome I could see, is where they decide to give it to Delroy Lindo for Da 5 Bloods, and then honour Chadwick Boseman in Best Supporting Actor for his turn there. But I still think they're going to want to give Chadwick Boseman the biggest honour they can, and Best Actor just has more prestige, you know, for a leading performance than you do with a supporting performance. So yeah, I don't see Chadwick Boseman losing this, but again, what do you guys think? But I've saved the Best Acting category for last, because Best Actress this year is stacked. I have a feeling I know who the 5 ladies are going to be, but who the winner is going to be, I haven't the foggiest clue. The 5 contenders I think for Best Actress this year will be Viola Davis for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Frances McDormand for Nomadland, Vanessa Kirby for Pieces of a Woman, Carey Mulligan for Promising Young Woman, and Zendaya for Malcolm and Marie. I can say with sincerity that I love all 5 of these ladies' performances, so no matter who wins, I'll be happy with the outcome, but trying to figure out who's going to win it, that's the pickle. At first, I thought Viola Davis had this in the bag. She'd won a couple of the Critics Awards in Philadelphia and Chicago, but then I saw Pieces of a Woman and Vanessa Kirby floored me. And she also won the Volpe Cup at Venice, and previous Best Actress winners Olivia Colman and Emma Stone have both won the Volpe Cup. Could this be a continuing trend for Vanessa Kirby? And then you got Frances McDormand, who gives a quietly effective and humble performance in what is very likely the Best Picture frontrunner. Then you've got Carey Mulligan, who's made so much noise for her performance in Promising Young Woman, and she's also starting to pick up a lot of the Critics Awards for Best Actress. And then you've got Zendaya, who's had a phenomenal year with her Emmy win for Euphoria. She could be the late entry dark horse that just sneaks up on everybody, kind of like Daniel Kaluuya in Best Supporting Actor. Also, the Academy has been favouring Ingenue to win Best Actress over the past decade, so are they going to continue that trend with Zendaya? I'm feeling 75% confident it's going to be those 5 ladies for Best Actress, but there could definitely still be a surprise. We could see Andra Day for United States vs. Billie Holiday, we could see Michelle Pfeiffer for French Exit, or Kate Winslet in Ammonite, she is an Academy favourite, or we could see the Academy give Sophia Loren a nomination for her comeback performance in The Life Ahead. The Academy usually do like to sneak at least one non-English speaking performance into the acting nominations. You know, Isabelle Huppert, your Marina Di Tavires. Could Sophia Loren be the surprise nomination this year? But I've been saying this for weeks, that Best Actress is by far and away the most exciting and hard to call category this year, because honestly, the race is so wide open, there's no clear frontrunner yet, and it's just a bit unpredictable, which makes it really exciting. It's still quite early in the race though. We need to see who gets nominations and wins at the BAFTAs, the Golden Globes, and the SAGs, and by that point we should have a clearer idea of who is pulling ahead in certain categories. But until then, I am still so excited. How about you guys? What do you guys think of this year's acting categories at the Oscars? Who do you think is going to get a nomination? Who do you think might be snubbed? Who do you think is going to win? Whatever you have to say about this year's Oscars acting categories, let me know in that comment section down below. If you've enjoyed this video, please help support my channel by hitting that thumbs up button. If you want more Oscars related content, don't forget to click subscribe, and if you want to follow me on Twitter, Letterboxd or Instagram, all those links in the video description down below, and don't forget I will be doing a live reaction on Instagram when the Oscar nominations are announced on March 15th, so catch me there. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. For more things related to movies, TV, the Oscars and popcorn culture, I'm Luke Carefield, and I'll see you next time.